good. That's what's up. All right. Hey, it's your girl DJ Reese, and as promised, I have the man y'all been waiting for. He's had roles on TV shows like Family Matter, Sister Sister, That's So Raven, and now he has an album on the way. That's no other than Mr. Orlando Brown. How you doing?
Oh shit! Hey, I'm doing great. I'm blessed, highly favored, powerfully working on my new video right now by the name of To God I Pray, and just working and working and every single day, man. So I mean it's a blessing to be on the line with you guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Thank
getting
you.
somewhere, and I'm not a square. You
All right, so let's get into the interview. So we're gonna take a little step back down memory lane. You were young getting into the entertainment industry. Was acting something that you initially wanted to do, or was that something that your parents encouraged you to do?
I mean, I knew I wanted to be like Michael Jackson, or as kids we all look at, what we look at is basically what influences us to be who we are when we grow. So I knew I wanted to be a part of that industry or whatever. But I mean, as a kid, you don't know really too much. So I mean, it was all me. Being an annoying brat, as a kid, and I had too much energy, So when my godfather came over, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Just being myself, just like now, just being myself is getting all the attention, and I was just basically doing Michael Jackson and all kind of stuff at 5, and he's like, you know what, well, can I take him to my managers? You know what I mean? And my mama said yeah, because she wanted some dick. So, it's kind of hard to have, somebody, give you the love that you crave when your little son don't know how to fucking behave. So, it's kind of crazy. But he basically took me to his manager's house, and that's what made me. And I'm here talking to you guys after all these years, man. I'm just glad and blessed to be here.
Wow. Okay. So your first role that I know of was in Major Payne. Did you do any cameos or commercials before then?
I mean, yeah, I did the Burger King commercial when I bit into the damn burger, and I thought it wasn't going to do nothing but go on my stomach, and the teeth came out, and that's when my tooth came out, and I asked my mama, what does sue mean? What does sue mean? And she said, where did you learn that word? And I told her, I'm just, I want to know because I heard it on set, so. We couldn't sue Burger King, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was more like that was my first introduction to the industry, Burger King commercial and everything like that. So just moving on to that, from there it was like, MASH. I was on MASH and stuff, and I actually, I never played an extra ever a day in my life, and because I had the greatest manager anybody could ever have. Her name Sharon Berg. Of Sharon Berg. She has a Sharon Talent Management or whatever. And me personally, I knew that that everything that I was doing was keeping me away from going back to basically not dire straits, but poverty. And at that time I didn't know it was poverty, but I knew that it really bothered me. So I really didn't want to go back to it, and I that's why I was working so much. And you guys know me from Major Payne, Sister Sister, Jane, for all these different, these magical vehicles that I was able to hop into. But at the same time, it's more like, it's more magical to know that God is in control for real.
Right.
And so from the Burger King, we did MASH, and then from MASH, we did these little it was short tails. And it was I was like literally the main kid that was running around, basically as the face of Short Tails, and it was pretty cool, So I was like, I want to keep doing this, and then so from there, that's when it led to me doing Major Payne, and then right before that, I had my first acting teacher, and she let me teach the class when she went to go pick up lunch for the class, and parents were insane. Like, you're letting a 7-year-old teach the class? Are you insane? Are you out of your brain? And it's like, I mean, I didn't know what to say, so she basically said, Orlando, listen, Orlando. You're gonna be a star, and don't you worry about it. But right now, you don't even need that class. You just go ahead, be free, you pass. And so, and I'm looking at her like, your breath stink, goddamn, I just remember things vividly, vividly, and it's crazy, But then it led to me going into the audition for Major Payne, and my godfather told me, he said, look, here's what you're going to say. You're going to go in there, you're going to tell Damon to come in, you're going to whisper this in his ear. I said, okay, why are you rhyming here? And that's when and she's like, well, shut up, listen, you got to be serious, Lando. So I'm serious, and I'm seriously looking at the nigga. He said, you're going to tell Damon, this place needs 2 snaps up and a job. And I said, well, I don't know what that means. So I go in there, but I'm always, the person to, always encourage, listening to your parents. And so I was one of those that did that. So I go in there and I'm this little ball of joy, and he's this little bit of young boy. And I told Damon to come here after I say my lines. I said, come here. He's looking like, yo, come here. All right. I'm set. I'm what? 5? No, I'm 6 at the time. Yeah. I turned 7 when I got out there. So it's like, I basically, like, I tell him to come here. He looks at me, and he comes to me. And I tell him, come here, and I whisper in his ear, and he said, ah! And he went crazy. And I didn't know until I got older that was, his sister, Auntie Kim Wayne's, it was his sister's little line in Living Color. So, from then he picked me up, ran me out into the audition hallway, and everybody knew basically I had the job and shit because he gave it away. He basically was telling everybody to go home. You don't pick me up in your arms and walk me out, Damon. God damn, intimidating the kids and shit.
All right. So I have a question about Major Payne again. So who came up with the routine that you and the rest of the kids were dancing to?
I think his name is Russell.
You said what?
Yeah, I think his name is Russell. I don't know his last name, but the dude he was the smoothest dude. He was a serious dude. He was a choreographer. I think he was a friend of Damon's. And they basically wanted me to do. I remember him telling me, just go and do your favorite thing, man. What's your thing, man? And I'm like, I'm 6 years old. I don't have a thing. I have a ding-a-ling. I'm thinking like this. I'm thinking, as a kid, you think ding, ding, dang-a-lang, dang. I don't know what my thing is. I don't have a thing. But he was like, yo, I mean dancing. Like, what's your favorite dance move? So, of course, I went to, one of my good friends also. Everybody knows that. But I went to the Michael Jackson. Quick, I went to my Michael archive. And when I went to Michael, it was more like, I remember doing the butterfly. The butterfly could cut a guy. So I was doing the butterfly. You see what I'm saying? What if I do the butterfly? So I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the butterfly. And then I go, go to the pump, the pump fake, because I was a nasty little kid and while I was watching pornos. So everybody don't even know where that came from. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing the pump fake. And then after that, it was like, oh, salute. And then that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Okay. That's dope. I like that. So,
I like that. Yo, what's that back? Whoa, hey, Houston!
Oh, man. So, referring back to one of your new songs called Made Of, you mentioned that Michael Jackson said you were the king of rap. Did he ever mentor you? Because I see a connection. You're dancing with him as a child. Yes, he did. Actually,
I mean, the funny thing about it is, I got to spend some time with Mike before he disappeared. And so at the end of the day, it's more like I didn't want to listen to a lot of the shit. But I listened and I was like, I was a nigga like, Michael, shut up. Let's go play. Let's play video games. Orlando, no, you must listen, Orlando, because it's not the universe. It's not for us. It's for the people. The people, Orlando, the beautiful people. No, Michael. What about Pac-Man? Stop that, man. You know, and so it was that kind of relationship, you know, when it came down to it. But it was more like more of he was more of a real brother and a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So when that statement was made, when he
Mm-hmm.
told me that I could possibly one day do it, it was because he really enjoyed my music. And you know, he told me the world's not ready for you just yet, but you know, you have to make them feel and feel your threat. And I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Okay, can we go get in the pool? You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
Like,
you're a child. You
you
want to
feel
go.
me? Like, I'm not trying to hit that shit, but then, you know, when we lose the people that we love and
Mm-hmm.
they disappear, you know, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, damn, when they're not around, it's more like, okay, well, all you have is Orlando Brown, and now that you know, Pimp is gone. You know, Chad Brother was, you know, one of well, is my brother, but was one of the greatest mentors ever as well. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I think of all the things they told me. It's like that happens to all of us. You know, we lose those people that are important. Well, importantly important to us, and when we lose it, then we want to start hearing, you know, what they were saying. You know, then we want to have the dreams where we can actually make out what they were saying and why.
Right.
And that's what that's what I've been going through, and it motivates me to talk to you.
Awesome. All right. So, since you like playing, you still like playing? You want to play a small game real quick?
I don't play. Don't you get it? Y'all the ones be playing. I be looking at y'all because y'all tripping off the real shit that I'm saying. I don't play. I don't do this
All
to
right.
play. I'm myself every damn day. Now, do you want to play a game? Is what you want to ask me?
Yes. Do you want to play a game?
Well, how about this? Do you want to play a game? I play
Yes.
with you.
I want to play a game with you. Do you want to play a game with me?
You making me think that you, Michael. Stop it. Yes.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to say this line, and it's from a well-known sitcom that you were a part of, and I want to see if you know what I'm talking about. You ready?
Yeah, man. I know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
All right. I'm about to say it. Oh, well, what do you know? Twins. Ka-ching. What line is that
and
from?
you know what? Sister, and oh, dang, twins. Move on over, big bro. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I love that episode. How did you get your role on Sister?
I auditioned.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Maybe they called you. I wanted to know. So, you co-starred in That's So Raven, and I guess that's fair to say that everyone knows you from that. Without going into any extensive detail, are you actively pursuing to end the beef between you and Raven Simone?
There is no beef.
Okay.
I eat chicken.
I like chicken too.
Well, you know what? I consider myself. You know, Raven is the one that turned me into a chicken-turkey-vegetarian.
Oh, I'm
okay,
sorry.
That means I only eat chicken, turkey, and fish. Okay.
Okay.
We do that white folk shit, you know.
All right. All right. So we've seen you sing on the Disney Channel for The Circle of Life and in the musical That's So Raven, and now you're an artist. Do you see yourself as a singer as well as a rapper?
Everyone knows I'm a singer and a rapper. Who's this girl? Should I slap her?
No. That was fun.
I don't know what kind of shit you're after. Yes. You know what? I tell so much truth. They tell me I should be a pastor.
You should be. I would come to your church.
No, you know what? That would be awesome, though, because I do see myself on the church. But yeah, I mean, singing is definitely something that I take serious because to me, all music represents the soul of a person. And, you know, the soul of the person had to write that, and the soulless are the ones that they only write back. When, you know, you get an email and say, hey, can you reference the song for me and all that stuff. So it's like, you know, I only respect those that do write their own music and and they give the public, what they're actually paying for. I do not condone in any kind of way, shape, or form artists that basically take their chance at having a voice and letting someone else basically sell their baby to them. I think of my songs as babies. It's like how can you let someone else like depict your life? And you're happy with basically, it's like Beyonce's like, If I Was a Boy. No. The white girl that actually wrote that you stole it from, okay, she was the one that was annoyed, because it's like that part. It's like you take somebody's life and you make it your own, and it's not, so I don't condone that. We don't do that. What we do is we listen to the, like my godmom, Whitney Houston. We listen to, the Anita Bakers. We listen to those that actually, have given us over the years nothing but blessings when it comes down to their babies that they've let us grow with, and we all are raised with these babies, like R. Kelly songs are the greatest example of a song being a baby, because we all grew up to I Believe I Can Fly, the 12 plays, and all that kind of stuff, and then it leads into the greatest thing ever when you have a black man that's artistically too clever when it comes down to like doing Trapped in the Closet and things of that nature. We branch out, so it's all about becoming the kind of artist that is willing to go to the depths of inspiring those that actually aspire to do music, and that's what I implement in my music repetitiously, that therefore everyone can feel that it's not only a real situation that I'm putting them into verbally or through the sound waves. They now can be in a plane and close their eyes and actually watch it, because that whole Instagram thing that I've conquered is more like now they can hear me. It's like your best friend says something and you can close your eyes and you can see exactly how they said it, type of thing. When I'm in your phone every single day, it's like watching me on the TV show, but I'm getting at you. It's like the TV show waking you up instead of you waking up and cutting on the TV show. So therefore, it's just making the comparison between the two and being faster and than the next artist or the next man to understand what music can do for those that actually really, really need it, and what did it do for you? What did it do for this person? Did it save that person from jumping off a cliff? It's that kind of feel. And me personally, I had no one to listen to all of my bull stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it was more like I'm long-winded, but I speak very precise about what I do, what I do want to be passionate about, what I feel passionately about. Other than that, I'm not going to speak because it has nothing to do with being long-winded or anything. We have to know what we're saying and know when to speak and know what to speak about. So therefore, we're not just babbling. And a lot of people just think that smart people are babblers when we're not. We're travelers. And we travel around this world mentally in order to be able to breathe. People like me, we have to work in order to feel like, okay, I can breathe. So with all that said, it's just you're hearing actually what goes on in my head and what I've been going through, and it's a blessing that Instagram was created, because everything that I'm spitting about and singing about on my album, I'm showing you.
Right. And I was going to roll into my next question for you. What exactly does your album represent?
My album represents you. My album represents, everybody that's next to you right now. Those that got told no. Those that still have doors closed in their faces. Those that were told there would never be anything. Those that were told, that's not going to happen. Those that literally cry and pray and cry and pray and cry and pray and cry and pray, and that's all they do. And they feel like they don't get it. They don't get no answers fast enough. But when they put their mind into the craft that was given to them, or whatever the fact that it may be, that makes them feel worthy of living, that right there is what you should pick up and take away from it and get your blessings. Run with it. And that's all I'm doing is running with certain situations in order to tap on certain buttons and make the nation go crazy for it, because if you don't tap the certain buttons, it's like those that anger you control the key to your life. So if you let those people keep on doing that, then obviously they're controlling you, because they know that if they take your watch off the table, or if they take this, or whatever the case may be, if you just set it down, it's gonna irk you. So what do? They try to hurt you deliberately in order to stop you from whatever whatever they see you go heading towards, and which is success. And a lot of us don't even know how to begin to go into an audition and dance if they want. All of us children of this generation, I said us children of this generation, have to realize that we're the generation that really don't care. We're the generation that came from the generation that actually cared and had manners, and now we're the generation of planners. See, that's why you're on the phone talking to me, because you're a doer. This generation of indigo children, we have to understand that it's not all about us. It's about standing together as one and fighting for one. Like I said in my Vlad interview, it's more like if we take away color, then then everyone will stand for one thing, which is the human race. Mm-hmm. If we could be the human race instead of standing up for a race, then a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening right now. But it's impossibly possible. You see what I mean? It's impossibly possible. You know what I mean? So therefore, if you can get that, then you can grasp everything that my album stands for. It stands for telling the truth. It stands for the wrath of God. It stands for the right arm of God, which is the right arm of justice for God. So therefore, it's nothing that nobody can do. They won't be able to. The Lord told me they won't be able to kill me. They will not be able to touch me. And they will not be able to stop me from what I will be able to say. And He's giving me the power through comedy to make me laugh. I could tell you something about yourself and make you laugh at yourself, to understand where I'm coming from. It doesn't take anger, So once you learn how to curve certain things in order, for it not to be for your greater good, it's for us all to come together and be able to say, you know what, man, come on, man. Look, I understand where you're coming from, but look, this is where I'm coming from. But as long as we have a perfect way to communicate towards each other, that's what this is all about. And that's what my music is. It's you guys think I'm this and that and this and this. Well, number one, let me go ahead and show you that since you guys don't know me, I want you guys to know me, and the album gives you a chance to get to know me slowly. Yeah.
All right. So you're a working man. I mean, you've done everything. You're an actor. You're an entertainer, etc. How is it having a hand straight out of Compton?
Man, that was awesome. Because I was offered the role of Eazy-E, and then I know that Andre had went out of town. Dr. Dre, as y'all know, but Uncle Andre went out of town, and he came back from he went to go help Cube do the soundtrack for Right Along 2, and he came back. And they had hired the guy that they hired, and he was like, where's the land go? And and they're like, well, we hired. Nah. What's going on? What's going on right now? Yeah, we got to write him in. So we gonna have to write him in right now. So when they wrote me in, it was just awesome, because I went to the first 2 auditions, and then they called me back after like about 3 weeks or something, almost a month, and I'm like, oh my god, I think I'm going to play Easy, yeah, oh my god. And I was studying, I got the 40 ounce and shit. I'm standing outside on the block and shit. I'm standing outside with the 40 with my pants sagging. The criminal street in my 6 out, and they like, nigga, why you got a jerk curl wig on for? And I'm like, because I'm trying to get this dough. And it's like, I ended up like not getting that role, but at the same time, for them to write me in, history, it says a lot, and I'm very appreciative of it. And to this day, I still would love to sit down with Uncle Andre and figure out, if like I said, my mind is even worth the time, because I believe that he does. He specializes in blasting off the greats, and they've been calling me the GOT, which I believe that stands for the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm very appreciative of that, So since he's the greatest of all time, I would love to, share my mind with his mind and see what we can do one time.
Have you done any other work behind the scenes on any other shows or anything like that?
Oh man, I did every year. I've been doing something. I did Christmas in Compton. I did We Are the Party with Tiny Lester, and directed by Mario Van Peebles, and it had the Rejects were in it and everything like that. Snoop's son was in it or whatever, and Diddy's son was in it, and that situation, and then I did my own movie by the name of Smoke Filled Lungs, where that was the first movie that basically I played a supporting lead, but that was my first time being nominated for Best Supportive Lead, and then it was about me and my uncle, and then it was my uncle's a veteran and everything, and he got addicted to heroin and all that cool stuff, and then his 16-year-old nephew, me, who played Michael, I went crazy because Michael was Michael's name. But other than that, it was just a very, very deep thing, and then Frankie Faison came on. He's the guy from Banshee, but we all know him from Coming to America. Apartment 1A. hey, Stu, you know me pulling that falling down the stairs, shit, huh? Oh, me, are you conscious? And that shit was, you know what I mean? And so, I felt like Eddie Murphy. I felt like I was on my young Eddie. I was holding it steady, but I'm always ready to work, and I've been doing doing little stuff. Deemed a little because you guys don't know about it, unless it's on the magnitude of it me to be on. But for every year that you haven't seen me, if you look on my IMDb, there's I'm right there. So there's plenty of things that I've been doing, and then I got into the whole little jail situation, and the Lord told me, hey, you know what, I could take this away just as quick as I gave it to you, and you're taking it for granted. So before you think that you can go any further, you will bow before me, and you will sacrifice what I'm asking you to sacrifice, because at this point you have no choice, And once I understood that, then I got out, and I've been going viral every day since then.
Wow. Okay. Is directing something that you want to get into at some point?
Oh, directing is what I'm doing now. I'm directing my first video that I'm directing is To God I Pray. And I've been directing a lot of offhand just videos for my buddies and everything like that and stuff. Just taking them to the next level visually for themselves to see exactly what a creative mind can do if they put their mind to use. Directing is definitely something that I'm already into, and I'm getting ready to go into production for my first short film, which I deem short film because that's what I have to say. You know what I mean? But other than that, with me attached to it, and all my colleagues that I can call, that I have called, it's going to definitely be a feature. So definitely directing is one of my passions. Ever since I sat on Debbie Allen's lap as a kid, she's teaching me a lot of stuff, and then Damon, and you guys know the influences, Jamie, all that cool stuff. But all out of all that, and with all that said, it's like when I direct, it's more like I think of myself as like the 2017 Spike Lee type of deal, and with substance behind my projects inside of the script that matches the level of a Tyler Perry. We just don't go to throwing babies off of balconies because that's a little scary.
Ooh, okay. Got a lot going on. So you also have your own record label now called Youngstar Entertainment. What made you decide to start a label?
I'll say about 15 years ago, I came up with this idea based off of Kyle Massey, wanting to rap because he sees me rapping. I'm writing like 10 raps a day, and he was a kid, and I took to him because his middle name is Orlando, so okay, nobody tell me that ain't my blood and all this other stuff. So when it came down to it, I told him, I said, hey, you know what? You want to write raps? You start from the top of the page and you go all the way down. Go all the way down. Don't stop. And he's writing for Rick Ross and all that stuff now. I started
That's great.
because of them. Because of him and his brother Chris, and I wanted to sign him eventually. And so it turned into me signing myself because I got tired of people telling me that I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. I'm not the kind of person to take lightly that someone telling me no, if there's a logical reason for them to do something that I'm asking them to do. So what I did was I made a way to where the artist can be an artist if they're willing to work. And on Young Star Entertainment, it's more about me giving the artist an opportunity to ride on a positive wave, a positive name wave that allows them to be able to work as they see me work diligently every day, working. I mean, even my Instagram is considered work to me because I think it out before I do every video. I think every video out before I do it, I used to watch it at least about 30 times before I let it go, but now I don't have that much time. So now I watch it at least 3 or 4 times to make sure there's nothing in the background or behind me that will come off like I'm unkind or just unruly or something. And I just make sure I diligently let it go. But at the same time, it's just like that's what Young Star Entertainment is me being the sacrifice for my artist to see the work that you have to put into being a celebrity and being a person deemable to be called a superstar or whatever, because all those names really have no relevance when you're just a talented person. So if you keep on working and you're looking down, then that's when you hear all these different crazy people like trying to like, oh yeah, well, that's good. But it's like, they don't know because they don't have that motivation. There's no more Tupacs out here. There's no more, there's no more, let's say Michaels. There's no more, there's no more, there's no more, let's say, who else? Oh, James Brown. That's the first Mr. Brown that actually showed us how to get down, like not get down dancing, but he was a nonstop worker. He started his label just because of the same reason. He wanted to be that person to be able to go and do what he wanted to do. So therefore, he got the funding for his company, and he was putting out mixtapes before mixtapes was even was thought of. And that was because the label was shutting him down. You can't put this out. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna learn from my knowledge that I've learned, and then I'm gonna start my entertainment company, and I'm gonna be the Ray that says, you know what? Well, it says in this clause that I can do whatever I want to. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. I want my artists to be able to have the same exact power that I have to say and implement whatever they want to implement to the world without being questioned or thought of as or looked down upon. And if they do, it's more like they'll be able to walk in on a clean slate to where it's they know I'm crazy, so you might not want to say nothing to his artist because you know what I mean. So we come fully prepared and secured in the blood of Jesus, and we want to make sure that we look at what that guy Orlando is doing and do something like that. He's repetitiously on Instagram, and he's definitely hitting the points that are appealing to the masses verbally and all that cool stuff. It makes you want to fall in love with that character that was in the beginning beaten up and broken, but now at the end of the movie you see he was the main token, and once they get that, then every other door opens. So that's what I started Young Star Entertainment for, to be able to open those doors for those that didn't ever see any chances.
Awesome. So you have a guest here today. His name is Damon from Making the Band. Am I correct?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, Damon. He actually is like he's a big brother. Damon actually he's a talented person that definitely deserves a lot of respect, and Diddy basically tried to pay him in Shanjan. Who pays somebody in Shanjan? But it's like he did that because he knew he was messing with a real guy, and not a real NIGGA, you know, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, some things that, you know, you put real people in those certain situations, and it goes the wrong way, you know. So he definitely you know, he deserved this chance a while back. So I told him, I promised him that if I ever got the chance to put him on, then I definitely would do that. And you know, that's cool. But you know, right now Damon's on his way, so we can go ahead
Oh,
and you know, finish up with what you have here.
okay. Well, would you like to talk about your single and what that represents as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, my single, I mean, first let's start with "That's My Fame." "That's My Fame" is basically me
Mm-hmm.
saying, okay, you wanna play? You wanna play? You'll fight with me. You'll fight with the best. That's what it is. You know, it's, you know, say hello to my little friend is what that's about. You know, when I'm talking about the TMZ thing, and you know, then it moves on down to No Fear, and No Fear definitely it stabilized who I am as a man, and it pinpointed to the people that were around me at the time that I'm not stupid and out of my mind. I know exactly what's going on around me at all times. You know, and you know, once you know, you're held accountable. But you know, the trick is to let God have it. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, if you're a true child of God, then you know He's gonna get mad for you. But when He gets mad and casts a stone, it will be brim. So it put that now my success is the thing that's pissing off all of them. You know, so you know, No Fear stands for no fear. It's kind of like going back to that Eminem record. You know, if you only get one shot, and you can't miss your chance. So you know, I came up with hip hop that I patented. Hip hop is my style of music. You know, it's definitely in reference to some of my singing, which
Mm-hmm.
you know is some alter, some R&B, some symphony and it's, you know, done some recorded in the symphony form. But at the same time, when you put it all together, it's definitely it's hip and it rocks. You know, so you know, that right there is definitely what No Fear is will be titled under. You know, the song genre will be, you know, hip hop, because it's radically, fanatically sick when it comes down to the lyrics. You know, because I was sick of what was going on around me. You know, sick of my fiance at the time cheating on me, and you know, I ain't never had a problem in my motherfucking life. Never ever
Mm-hmm.
gone pretend that ain't nobody fuck my wife. It's whatever till you pussy motherfuckers rolling dice, rip the heart from out you faggot rookie niggas sick of Sprite. Father, forgive me for killing them, healing them, cocking them. You know what I mean? So
Fire.
I'm tired. Yeah. So and thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, everything that I'm saying is letting them know that I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I'm definitely serious. And I don't think you want to mess with me because the whole world think I'm serious.
I feel you. All right. So, would you like to introduce your song "Made of" to everyone who's listening?
You take that girl, ladies and gentlemen, and what you do is you give it a I do, yeah, I do. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to what you've been waiting for. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna give it that bop.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure interviewing you today. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time, and I'm so proud of you guys. You guys keep on doing what you do, you know,
Thank you.
and you know, and don't never let nobody take your success away from you. You know, you fight until it's done, and you know, and just realize you guys doing what you guys do make me realize that, you know, God is one. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And make sure we stay connected through social media and everything else. I'll definitely do an update interview with you whenever you want to drop some more music or something like that. Any project you're working on, I'm so willing to talk about it. So, hello.